My furnace has not worked in 3 weeks. I've spent a lot of time in front of my fireplace, so I made more felt cookie ornaments, including a new pattern set after so many requests for more shapes. I usually recommend a stick-on stabilizer, but this pattern works really well with freezer paper if that's what you prefer. You just iron it on and then cut out around the shape. If you're looking for good scissors for cutting out felt or any of the supplies I talk about, I've listed everything in a felt ornament supply list in my bio. The neat thing about freezer paper is that you can actually reuse it. Alright, with 2 cookie colored felt shapes cut out and a smaller icing colored felt shape cut out, stitch on the icing colored felt to one of the cookie shapes. I have a detailed video on how to do this, plus tips on how to get even stitches if you need it. The next step is to stitch on a smattering of beads. If time is of the essence because it's December, get bugle beads instead of seed beads because it's faster to stitch them on. I also have a detailed video on how to stitch on beads, but basically I bring my needle up through the bottom, slide on a bead, position it with my other hand, and then push the needle back down at the end of the bead. And I stitch through twice. At the back, when you run out of thread or you're done, I usually go back to the last stitch I made and I tie off my thread there. And when I talk about burying my thread in other videos, this is what I mean. I push it through the felt, making sure it doesn't poke through the front, and then I trim off the excess thread. And then you'll have 2 shapes like this. It's okay if the back is a mess. At this point, you're almost done. You just need to stitch together the ornament using a blanket stitch. I have a detailed video on that as well, and I did it upside down, so hopefully it makes more sense for right-handed people this time. I forget not everyone is left-handed. Don't forget to leave a little opening so you can stuff the ornament. And here's a tip, sew the more complex areas first. It just makes it easier to stuff. The mitten turned out so cute, and here it is in chocolate. And here is the stocking and the star from the same new pattern set. Tell me which one is your favorite.